Hi, I'm Abby Carlson.
And I'm Sarah Carlson.
All right, good. And I'm going to start with the same thing we did as I came in the door. How do people, other people who don't know you, how do you tell them to tell you apart?
Abby has bangs.
Yeah, I have bangs currently. If the trend changes and I don't have bangs, Sarah has a few freckles on
So
the
they
right.
have to look real close to tell who they're talking to.
Now, you are called identical twins. That
Yeah.
is
Yeah,
what
yeah,
you're
apparently, yeah.
You're identical twins.
Yeah.
But you're not identical.
Well, we've never been
We never
Like,
bothered getting tested.
but we were, same time, born at the same time.
Teeth fell out at the same time, same height at the same time, same weight at the same time. So we never went in and had the doctor do the cheek swab to tell us if we were a perfect match, but all signs point to yes.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go by this process. Who was born first? Who came out first?
I was born first. Yep.
Technically older.
Technically older by like a mere 30 seconds.
Do you ever use it as clout? I'm your older sister, listen to what I'm saying.
I tend not to. It seems a little unfair when it's that close.
I think she actually has used it. Yeah, she's secretly the alpha. She's just fulfilling her destiny. Yeah.
I think a lot of people try to ask us if we fit the firstborn, secondborn stereotype.
Which is a strange question since we're kind of simultaneously born. We were raised at the same time. It's not like one had a couple years ahead of the other one.
Right.
But,
A lot of ways are 4 years apart, and obviously we have somebody who's older. I mean, even if you're a year apart, it's pretty clear, but 30 seconds apart?
Yeah, I
Not
don't
so much.
know.
But what I'm getting at in this little special here is I want to really talk with people about similarities and dissimilarities. I want to talk about, and I'm sure you've heard all this before, you know all about this stuff. But I want to get to the root of this for people who are not twins. I want to talk about you guys, and if you think alike, if you have habits, so I want you to start thinking about that. How do you differ? How are you saying? It's very intriguing to me. Not only do you look alike, but you said you hit the same weights at the same time.
Yeah.
Do you think you sound alike?
No.
I don't think we sound alike. I think some people, maybe when we pick up the phone, might be confused, but I do think we have different tones.
Mine's a little higher. Abby's was a little bit lower, but I mean, not drastically. I think our cadence is the same, the way we talk, but in terms of flutiness or register that we speak in, it's a little different.
All right. Obviously, your parents are very good at telling you apart. They got to be the experts.
They have to
right?
be.
Yes, they're the experts by now.
Um,
I'd be a little worried if they weren't.
So let's talk about, from your perspective, we'll come back around to how you're saying, but how do you differ? How do you guys see each other as different?
It's funny because I think for the most part, when you're a twin, you really focus on what's similar about you, and you spend very little time about what's different because people always want to know, how are you alike? I think in terms of how we are different, I think in school and how we approach, our careers and our choices with, what we're passionate about is what makes us different. And I think also how we think critically might be different.
Yeah, I would say I think I probably look at the world in more black and white, kind of this binary, and Abby is a little bit more, sees the world in all colors, right? She sees like a fluctuating scale of gray tones as well in between, which I think comes out in what we've pursued academically and creatively. Abby works at a creative interior design and architectural firm, and I work in higher ed in a library. So both creative, but we approach it in different aspects of whether it's analytical or more interpretive.
How about this, in terms of tastes for food or movies or fashion sense? Do you see differences there?
Sarah likes Asian food. I like Mexican food.
Yeah, takeout is a disaster. We can never decide on what to get, so we always end up having to just settle for pizza.
It's just kind of the common ground.
So that's a huge difference.
How about you ever watch movies together?
Yeah, we watched.
watch
I think
movies?
we have very similar taste in movies. Sarah often wants to watch a documentary, and I shut it down immediately. It depends. I'll watch it.
Abby ends up forcing us to go to a Marvel movie, and I will just tease out the realistic parts that I can latch on to. And
Same with, I think, what our choices are in reading. Sarah gravitates. She was an English major, so her taste in literature is quite a bit different from mine. I've
been indoctrinated to read the small literary presses. So we share our books, but I buy the ones that maybe only a couple of my friends know about, or I have them on my bookshelf because I had to study them in school, or I know that author because of that. And so then Abby picks those up, and I get to pick up, her books, like the Gillian Walsh one, the Flynn one that just came out. Anyway, so I tend to be more on the serious side, maybe.
Yeah.
How about circadian rhythms? Do you both kind of have the same energies? One a late night, one an early morning, anything like that?
I think we both kind of tend to go to bed early.
I get up earlier than
she,
Abby.
She is much
historically. I have always been the earlier riser. I think not just naturally, but by choice. We have lived together our entire lives, even when we were in the dorms, when we were in college. We were roommates, and when you spend that much time with someone, it's nice to have some alone time, if you're in the same extracurriculars. So maybe out of desperation, I would get up an hour earlier and have that 1 hour to be alone for a little bit. So out of habit, I now rise a bit earlier than her.
Yeah.
But
I've never been someone to need to wake up early. Ever since I was little, waking up is a struggle.
She goes to bed early and she wakes up late.
Yeah, I love to sleep, so I get as much of it in as I can, whereas Sarah really enjoys that quiet hour of morning solitude, whereas I just wake up, rush out the door, and I don't need that.
Yes.
So would you consider each other's best friend?
Oh
yeah, I think without a doubt.
Which is, I think, an unsatisfying answer for some people. Because siblings automatically have a relationship, and I think a lot of people are trying to find, a best friend as a relationship that is apart from family, or apart, something that you choose, you elect to have a best friend, which I think we have, but why wouldn't you why wouldn't your best friend be the person who is most similar to you in some ways and challenges you to think differently in the most intimate ways? So, we do choose to have that. It just happened to be pretty easy to do that.
You've heard the saying, familiarity breeds contempt, haven't you?
Yes.
Yes.
How could you be more familiar? You were born at the same time. You look in a mirror and you must understand that your sister is pretty closely looking out at you.
Yeah.
So you're kind of flying in the face of that thing. People like variety. People think, well, my family is too familiar. I want to get away from my family.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I think that's a lot of people's thinking. But you've grown very comfortable with one another.
Yes.
Comfort is definitely the term to use. I think, when we went to our freshman year of college, it seemed completely normal to us to live in the dorms together. Why wouldn't I? I'm comfortable with it. We have the same interests, we have the same sleep schedules.
We didn't have to split up the closet.
I don't need to get used to some other roommate's tendencies or weird habits. I already knew what Sarah's were, so I think being comfortable has a lot to do with it.
Like an element of contentedness that you don't really... There's less question. There's no doubt, right? We already know that we like each other.
Okay, well, let's deal with
Put
the
up with each
reality
other.
of a certain fact that looms in your future. One day you may marry somebody.
That's the question we've been talking about.
Sarah's...
Not less so about marriage, but I'm applying to grad school right now, and grad school is likely not in the place that I currently am. I might move, and so I think the longest we've ever been apart from each other is about a month. I went to Germany for a month 2 summers ago, and we had never been apart longer than probably a week. And it turned out fine.
It was surprisingly
easy. I came back. I didn't really have a lot of internet access, and so we didn't communicate regularly while I was gone. And yet when I came back, we picked up as if she had been there with me almost. As I was talking about my experiences, she she could totally relate and talk about them in an engaging way. And so I think right now the debate is if I were to move somewhere else, who gets to keep our cat because we have joint ownership of her.
It's not the biggest and most problematic. Well, how about this? Now, if I asked you, you know each other very well, can you predict how each other would respond to certain situations?
I think I like to think I know how Sarah would respond and react to situations. I know, when she talks about things like her grad school applications or, trying to decide what she should be, writing or where she should be applying. I know where I think she most wants to or what she should be doing. Oftentimes I'm right, but I don't think I can know everything about her.
Yeah.
But
I fancy myself an expert on Abby.
Yeah.
But every once in a while, she surprises me. Sometimes I think out of spite, like to prove that I don't know what her answer will be.
Maybe.
Serves you right. Well, I mean, it's obviously you can't read each other's minds. It's not like twinship goes to the point where you're thinking the same thoughts.
No.
Yeah. Let me ask you some pointed questions. What's your favorite ice cream?
I love all ice cream. Probably cookie.
Says the person who is a spectrum, right?
I do love almost. Chocolate ice cream with peanut butter in it.
Okay. What's your favorite novel?
That is really... See, I can never choose anything. I'm very indecisive. Favorite novel? I mean, I grew up just adoring the Harry Potter series, so I kind of want to say that. It was such a big part of my childhood. I'm going to say Harry Potter.
Favorite movie?
That's really tough, too.
Favorite genre movie?
I like dramas, but also comedy. I think if it can be like a dramatic comedy, that's my favorite kind of dark humor.
Yeah. All right, pick a favorite food between Chinese, Mexican, Indian. What's your favorite?
Mexican.
Okay. If you could pick one place to vacation in all the world, where would it be?
I think somewhere like Washington or Seattle, somewhere with lots of hiking, woods, somewhere that's kind of metropolitan but still has a lot of nature.
Favorite color?
Does black count?
Okay. Let's say...
or forest green. I love like dark greens, like olives and greens.
Do you prefer wine or beer?
Wine.
Okay. Let's see. What else can you do? What else could you be a classic question of choice or when is your birthday, by the way? When is your birthday?
June 30th.
Okay. What's your favorite season?
Fall.
Okay. All right. And do you guys have the same taste in men?
No,
Oh.
I don't think so.
Tell me about it. What do you look for in a guy?
What do I look for? I think I'm going to give the cliche answer that every woman gives. Someone who's kind and funny. But I think, past that, someone who shares interests with me but has interests of their own that we can appreciate. Someone who's respectful, who respects my family. Someone with their own thoughts, who's confident and stands up for what they believe in. And then I think looks-wise, I have a very narrow type that I lean towards.
Okay, we won't get into specifics, but blonde, or is it kind of that kind of thing? Is it blonde versus dark hair? Do you have any kind of preferences that way?
Kind of think like that John Krasinski character from The Office, like that Jim character. Like that's like the guy I go towards.
Okay. All right. For your future, you've got a career kind of begun.
Mm-hmm.
What do you envision the perfect life would entail?
Doing what I do now. I love what I do. And I try not to get too wrapped up in what am I doing 10, 15 years from now. I think a lot of people expect, girls my age to say a family, kids, husband, perfect house, which I think is great, and I am sure that will be part of my life someday, but I also just want to be doing something that makes me really happy. And right now, I'm doing something that makes me really happy. So as long as I continue to do that, I can see that as my future.
Okay. And last question for you before we switch over to Sarah and ask the same obnoxious questions, which she's had time to prepare for.
Right.
And you didn't. Could you ever see anybody else being your best friend?
I think you can have a lot of best friends. So, yeah.
Let's talk about your perspective of yourself, first of all. Identity.
Okay.
All right. And being part of a twin, do you have any issues with identity? Do you feel like, you know what, she's not entitled to all that? You know, you must struggle with this all the time. I'm going to ask you the same question, Sarah. But
Yeah.
you are your own person.
Right.
People see you as the same person, right?
I think when we were younger, I think people saw us as the same person a little bit more because we were doing the exact same things. But, you know, in college and post-graduation and now starting our careers, I think it's been easier to forge one's own path and be a little bit more of an individual, although it also comes with the issue of people don't realize you're a twin right away. And then when they find out you're a twin, that becomes their sole interest in you, is you and your twin. And what about your twin? And when your twin is there, it's all that, and it's less about who each person is. And I think that can be hard because there's a lot more to each of us than just being a sister, really. I mean, that's what it comes down to, is we're sisters. Yes, we're twins, but, you know, it's more than that. So I think, yes, there's always going to be that struggle of, I'm still here, like, I'm Abby and that's Sarah, and yeah, together we're twins, but it's sometimes hard to pull yourself away from that because, one, it's comfortable. Of course I love being a twin. It's definitely who I am, but it's also nice for people to see us as someone else.
First of all, how old are you guys?
23.
Okay.
Yeah.
We all do it. That's one of those years that's fall in between.
Yeah.
Like it's not 21, it's not 25.
Yeah, it's not a
I
big
do the same
one.
thing, that's
Yeah.
59, 58. All right, favorite color?
Navy blue.
Okay. Favorite food, if you were cuisine type?
Like pad thai.
Okay. Favorite movie?
Ooh.
Or genre?
Genre, I like comedies. Yeah. Or small, like independent dramedies. That would be more specific.
Okay. Ice cream?
Peanut butter with chocolate. The ice cream should be chocolate with peanut butter throughout, not the peanut butter flavored ice cream with chocolate in it.
Okay, very specific. Favorite season?
I want to say winter. Yeah, winter.
Are you a winter sports enthusiast? You like to ski or anything?
Not at all. I'm not athletic, but I think the world is beautiful in the wintertime. Everything's quiet and smells different.
Favorite novel?
Pale Fire.
Bye.
Vladimir Nabokov.
Never read that.
It's very good. Don't waste your time on Lolita.
All right, good advice. All right. Favorite destination? You're going to pick one vacation destination. Where would you go?
Iceland. I want to go to Reykjavik. Yeah.
What else did I ask?
Oh, what did you ask?
If we matched a lot of them. What else am I forgetting here? How about taste in men? Tell me about what you look for in.
So this is an unfair question to have asked both of us in some ways, or maybe it'll just be telling, is that Abby has been dating the same man since high school. The same guy for what now, like 6-7 years he's been around. And I have not. So Abby does have a very specific type. It's like one person.
That's true.
And my taste in men, intelligent, funny, but not like just any kind of funny, right? Like I don't want to hear some stupid fart joke. I mean, those are legit, but someone who can keep up with like a witty, dark, and will understand dark humor too, like sarcasm, and I won't be offended if I say something. Successful and motivated, like determined, and they don't have to have a plan, but passionate about something.
And Now you said one of you called Sarah the black and white person, and you the person that was grayer, or at least on a spectrum. And now you've got the boyfriend, the one flavor for 7 years, and you haven't yet settled on that black and white choice yet.
No. Maybe she's willing to put up with more, or she can see more possibilities with one person than I can.
That's another way to look at it. All right, your future. How do you see your future ending up? If you were going to pick what you really wanted out of
I have like the next 12 hours of my life planned. I think I would be doing something creative, something intellectually stimulating. I don't know what that is, but something where I'm engaged with a lot of people. I want to talk with people. I don't want to just be working in isolation somewhere. I would have the opportunity to travel, but I wouldn't be forced to. Like, I wouldn't be traveling, 4 days every single day of every week. That sounds horrible. So something that's somewhat fast-paced, but gives the flexibility to have an enjoyable, like, moderate life.
You just listed the dream job that doesn't exist.
Exactly, yeah.
All right, how about circle of friends? Do you guys have the same friends, like some satellite friends, all the same friends, quite a bit of separation in friends?
I would say a healthy mix. We both developed our own friend circles in school when we had different majors. We were in different colleges at the university. Obviously, we've developed our own friendships in our workplaces, and so those are different and occasionally overlap. So I would say I'm friendly or acquaintances with some of Abby's work friends and vice versa. There are like core friends that we've had since childhood that obviously we both share. Satellite friends, we know of all of each other's friends, and we would feel comfortable, talking with them, hanging out with them, but it's a pretty veritable mix.
Is there anything you want to say about your relationship, about how people perceive you, about how you see the world individually, similarly, anything at all you want to add?
I think people often say, I wish I had a twin. And you know what? They are right.
They are so right. They should wish they had a twin.
Everyone should want that. And I think a lot of twins probably are like, oh yeah, I get it, you want a twin.
It's unlike anything.
Yeah. It's an unbelievable relationship that I think very few people are fortunate to have in their life.
And something we take for granted as completely normal, and I think for a long time we kind of scoffed at that, oh, I wish I had a twin when people met us, but engaging with so many different people who, yes, when they do find out you have a twin, they're suddenly obsessed with that concept. It is unlike anything else, I think, that people experience, and
it teaches you a lot about
sharing
and supporting someone, whether you're believing that same thing or not.
Yeah.
I think it's just that idea of unfailing love and friendship.
Mm-hmm.
Sarah could choose to do something that I have no interest in or don't fully agree with, but on some innate level, I would never be able to not be there for her.
Yeah, it's like a lifelong practice of patience
and tolerance,
and
just friendship.
Yeah.
Well, you're talking about any sibling in effect, but I think what you're also saying is that the more time you spend together, of course, you have to be more tolerant and patient.
Yes.
All the time you spent rooming together, talking, I suppose, you must talk, you must share a lot together in terms of conversation.
Yeah, oh, yeah. I mean, I think our conversation would probably, we've exhausted all of the interesting parts of conversation that I think most people get to in their life, and so now our topics of conversation are somewhat inane and only amusing to us, which I think is a great place to be at. But yeah, unlike siblings, I don't have hand-me-downs, right? I have to just take it from her closet in the morning while she's still sleeping if I want to wear something.
So do you guys have a lot of inside jokes? Only you guys know?
We're probably not even aware of them.
Yeah. There's probably a lot of stuff that's just been repeated over the years. I would say the majority of the time we don't have inside jokes. It's more...
Something is, at that moment, funny to us simultaneously.
Yes, and it's just a glance across the room and you know exactly
what of that moment was funny.
Well, that begs the question, is your sense of humor similar?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I think Sarah and I think we're the funniest people.
Yeah,
ever.
I think Abby's probably the funniest person I know other than myself.
That's funny. All right, I gotta point something else to you. I'm sure you considered this, but twins run in families.
Well, yeah.
So since we've never been tested, we don't know if we're fraternal or identical. Identical is a freak biological accident, basically, and fraternal does run in the family. So if we are fraternal, oh man, watch out. There'll be more Carlson twins. But
it's never something I've thought like, oh, I really hope I have twins.
Yeah. I see what we did to our parents. I don't know if I want to have that.
I think your parents did okay.